Let's get drunk at the director's garage. Let's get drunk at the director's garage. It don't matter wherever you are. Let's all get drunk at the director's garage.
Now all you people, I want you to set those headphones down. Get up. I said get up off your chairs and sing it with me one time. One time. It don't cost nothing, but you feel real good. But here we go. It's the Humpday Happy Hour Hangout. Yes, it's the Humpday Happy Hour Hangout. Oh yes, let's all get used up.
And who needs a drink?
At the director's garage.
Lord, the world's coming apart, people. Oh, it is a Hump Day happy hour hangout here at the Director's Garage, where you can come to shake off the news of the day, however bizarre it seems to be. I am as glued to this stuff as anybody else is, guys. I gotta confess. But hey, welcome everybody. It is a Wednesday. I don't know how late I'm going to be on today. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm a little on the tired side. I was kind of doing yard work all day, and I got my workout in today. I'm feeling fit, feeling good. I have the atrium out just because I could not face like a month straight of Caldera only. And I love the Caldera, but my God, boys, we got to change it up a little bit. Out of sheer guilt, I went into my closet and dug these out so I would have a different headphone on today. How y'all doing? Crazy ass news today. Everybody is like all on eggshells, and rightfully so. It's not a fun time to be around. That's for sure. It's not the world I thought we'd be in 2025. But you know, here we are. But that said, let's just seal off the room and do a show about headphones. First of all, the channel just hit 6,500 subscribers. And I know I am a guppy in this fish, in this sea of killer whales and great white sharks. I'm like a little guppy. I'm the chum that the great white shark eats, if I was doing an analogy proper. But you know, it feels good when you hit one of these little milestone-y markers kind of thing. Someday we'll be 10,000. I have no doubt about that. I don't think it'll go much further than that, but you never know. Weird things happen. I do enjoy doing it still, and I've got episodes on the way. I have shot edit episodes 244 and 245. 243 was the raw unboxing. 245 is going to be the full raw review. It's now shot. Danny's headphones are sitting right down here. I was going to run them out to him and deliver them in person yesterday. He said he's having a very busy week, and it would help him out tremendously if I just brought them to CanJam. So I'm going to bring them to CanJam early on Saturday and hook up with him, and he'll have his headphones to show off. The nice thing is, if I have time between now and then, I can spend a little more time with the Amanis just for, dare I say, pleasure? Does anybody do that anymore? It always seems like if I'm listening to something, it's for a reason. It's rarely like, oh, I'm just going to sit back and chill and listen to music. I don't have time for it. Episode 244, which is the next Director's Garage episode, I was praying I could get that on the air on Tuesday. And that was my intent, except, and this is it's a happy reason not to have it out there. I picked up a job this week. It was an editing gig. It was actually 2 editing gigs back to back. And we made a little bit of money, which is nice because it's going to keep the doors open for keep the power on for a few more days. You know, his work has been a little sketch, guys. It's not been around. Not been terribly great, but I was grateful to have the work. So I put the episode 244 on the back burner, and it's about half cut. So I could get it out by the end of the week if I really pushed, but I think I'll probably just hold it for next week. With CanJam coming this weekend, we're going to talk about CanJam in a second. Got to talk about a lot of things. There's a lot of kind of poppin' news. And the job was just a freelance gig. It was just like it was a couple of one-offs that people needed. So I happily did that, and it paid a bit of money, and that was good. That so helps us. It's like, oh, bless you. And it was cool to do. It was a lot of fun to do. But anyway, it was just a little project for somebody that they needed some work done on, and I'm more than happy to help out. I've got an editing system from hell here that can really do a lot of cool stuff. Yeah, so I didn't finish that episode because of work. So we'll get that out next week. I feel confident. Like I said, I'll probably have it done by the weekend, I would think. But I don't like to deliver stuff late in the week. It just doesn't. I don't get a lot of views. A lot of people, because the best I could get it out there was Friday. Everybody's half CanJammed already, so we might as well talk about CanJam as long as we're on it. CanJam Saturday and Sunday, I will be there, and I'm working out of the RAW room, the RAW 1995 room, as it may be. I'm going to bring them their headphones. They're giving me a small little, I just asked for like this much room. I just need this much room. I'm going to bring I'm going to bring sample hats, mugs. I'll have t-shirts. The polos will be there. This will be there. I'm just going to have the stuff that I have made. I'm not going to bring any inventory because I have to pay for that out of pocket up front. And then if nobody buys it or it's not very popular or whatever, I'm stuck with it. And then what do? I've just spent a lot, more money that I don't have on gear that isn't sold. So I just thought, for this one, look, if I'm gainfully employed in a year and we do this again and I get a table or whatever, no problem. I'll bring a freaking truckload of shit there and we'll just sell it, and we'll have a great time. But just in where I'm at, it's like, what? I'm going to have a QR code. If you like something that you see there, I'm going to have a bunch of samples. I won't have everything there, but I'll have enough. It'll be enough to show you guys. You can check it out and see what I've been doing with this stuff and how it's, so understated and cool. This is the most overstated thing in the site. And I offered this just because somebody asked for one. They wanted to have the Director's Garage logo. Fine. I just made this available. But this is not the crux of what I've done with the site is all this stuff. This cool, understated, Apple-like headphone logo. And it's on, all the stuff. And that was the inspiration. So I'll have all that stuff there, and you guys I have a QR code. I'll have a QR code on the table, and my shirt I showed off last week has a QR code on it. You just scan it. It takes you right to the website. You buy what you want. You move on with your life. And it'll be delivered. And it's been like a week turnaround. It's been amazing how fast they're turning this shit around. And the one person who had an issue with the store because for some reason USPS doesn't go to his house. I've never heard of this before, but I suppose it's a thing if you're way up in the mountains. The merch went back to the vendor. They reimbursed me. I'm now rebuying it myself. I'll probably get double charged, but I don't care. And then I'm going to package that up UPS because UPS will get to his house, and I will send that out to him personally. So I'm excited. The point is that if you buy something from the store, I'm going to make it right because I care more about spreading the fun and the joy and than I do about making a profit, scamming you guys out of cash or whatever the hell it is. It's just not me. It's just not me. So I'm happy to. It's going to cost me a few bucks, but I don't really care. I'd rather have this person happy and excited and have his gear, and that does more for me than a couple of dollars in my pocket. So I'd rather see the joy spread than anything else. Couple cool things is that I've had some real. It doesn't happen often. Ryan has helped me out, and Zach has helped me out, like getting me some gear to review and stuff. But I've had some real people like actually pursuing me lately, and that's been kind of fun because it's going to mean some kind of off-the-wall reviews of stuff that I never would have reviewed in the first place. There's one for sure that's coming on its way, and that's pretty exciting. Another thing I want to talk about before we get into the chat and all that, and put your comments in the chat, anything you want to know, anything you want me to check out, make sure I check out at CanJam, anything at all, anything you guys want to talk about, just put in the chat and we'll go through it. I don't care, barbecue, good enough. Bohemian Rhapsody, obviously it's a great song. It's a song that everyone loves. In the link in the description, and don't click on it right now. Don't hurt the live numbers. Just kidding. There in the link in the description, there is a link to a flash mob Bohemian Rhapsody in France, and it's fun. It's just fun. It's fun. I had a great time watching this, and I saw it, and I thought, I got to share it with you guys. So click, after the show's over, go to the link in the description. I have to remember to say this because I give you guys links all the time, and I'm like, and then I see all my viewers drop all of a sudden. It's like, oh crap, I told it to go away. I am such a salesman. Yeah, so after the show, click on that description and go watch the video. It's a snack of a clip. It's fun. It's fun, and if you like the song at all, you'll really appreciate what these folks did with it. It's fantastic. It's a great time. Really great time. Cheers, everyone. I'm drinking some Lyman today. Still got the sugar, but no caffeine. It's not a thing. It was what was cold and at hand, so I grabbed one. I'm not abandoning my hope for a Coca-Cola sponsorship. I should have had a Sprite, though. That was the mistake I made. Coca-Cola. I'm your biggest fan, but I'm in protest. And no, this is what was cold in the fridge. Let's see. I just lost completely where I was at. So we did the Bohemian Rhapsody. Oh, Spotify. This is interesting news, but I want to get your take on it. Guys, put it in the chat. What do you think about Spotify going lossless? Personally, I'm like, too late and not integrated into Roon. Like, there's no Roon plugin. I'm like, if you did, release it with the Roon, like upgrade Roon too, so Roon can. And then all of us hi-fi people who love Roon, because it gives you all the context of the music, we'd use Spotify. I don't know. So I'm a little like confused by it, but I'm gonna share it with you guys. By the way, I was reading some comments. I was reading some comments of the like people like. It's funny because like sometimes like 6-month-old reviews suddenly will start getting comments for some reason. Like it'll be somebody saw the raw review and they thought, oh, I'll go check out a couple other things, and then they write some real hateful stuff down. I wish I could. I should keep that stuff handy because it is so entertaining to read how offended people are by my show sometimes. Mrs. Director in the house. But it is extremely entertaining to see how much I really offend people sometimes on the show. Like it's just gear. Like somebody wrote something nasty about underneath my my Mascobo 465 review. It was so funny. It was like he still doesn't get it. Like it's just an opinion. I'm not saying I'm right, and I know people who love that amp, but for me, I just gave my opinion of it. So it's just funny. And then somebody else wrote something. I saw 2 reviews today, 2 comments and videos that were old, and I was just like, oh man, these are great. And then somebody wrote on my Ray Samuels review, like, were you just trying to show off? Here you wrote a thing that nobody can get, and it's hard to find. And I just responded with, well, you can email Ray here. Good luck. Sorry you don't like me. It was too funny. But here, let's go to... because it's pretty whoops. I'm sorry, fellas. I'm sorry. That was a mistake. Let's go here. There we go. And I hope you can see this, but maybe I can I make it bigger? Yes, I can. Okay. Here comes. Lossless audio. I'll just read this, guys, because we can. Lossless audio has been one of the most anticipated features on Spotify. I mean, this is years, guys. I mean, I know that this is literally going back years. And now, finally, and I love that they italicized finally, because that tells me that they're self-aware. They are really, they're self-aware that this has been crazy wait. People have just been waiting for this forever. It started rolling out. Oops. Started rolling out. I'm like, what do you mean it started rolling? Oh, sorry. The microphone's there so I can turn my head and you can hear me. To premium listeners in select markets. So at least it's available to some people, I guess. Premium subscribers will receive a notification in Spotify once Lossless becomes available to them. Whether you're diving into a new album or revisiting old favorites, Lossless delivers the highest music audio quality on Spotify. The wait is over. We're so excited. Lossless sound is rolling out to premium subscribers, said Gustav, I'll mess that up, VP of subscriptions. We've taken time to build this feature in a way that prioritizes quality, ease of use, and clarity at every step, so you always know what's happening under the hood. With Lossless, our premium, I guess it's an MQA knock or something, like a little you know this is real. Our premium users will now have a better listening experience. So, and you can go on to read that. It's on the Spotify website, but as I rearrange the mic and get it back to normal here, I'm like, it's good. Anytime you improve quality on anything, I'm going to be, nice going, guys. It's great. But it's just been so long. It's been such a long time waiting. And it goes on to say in this thing that it's not supported by every device yet. But it will be on your phone app and on your, which is how most people listen, I think, especially Spotify. I think Spotify is one of those. It's like I talked about it a couple weeks ago. I still use Pandora. Pandora is a dinosaur, and it has nowhere near the sound quality of any of the other streaming apps. And I have Tidal on my phone, and I'm a Tidal person. I just haven't had a reason to change. I still like Tidal. I like their music selection, and I like their mixes that they give me. I wish they would update them more and be a little more interchangeable. Like, I don't mind that they populate this certain mixes with groups that I like, but change the music up every now and then, because it seems like if I go back in a couple of days and listen to the same mix, like match, they'll have just shuffled the songs around, but not changed the songs out. I'm like, take the opportunity to, like, if you put London Calling in one, put Guns of Brixton like 2 days later, if I go back and play it, because I'm listening to it while I'm working out, I would like to see like Guns of Brixton in instead of Train in Vain or whatever. Like, just swap up, if you play The Passenger by Iggy Pop, put in something else by Iggy Pop the next time you show me Iggy Pop. But it's always like The Passenger, and it's like it's 7th on the list instead of 3rd on the list or 20th on the list or whatever. It just seems like they offer me up the same tracks. Pandora does the best, like, you put in an artist and it gives you like the best possible like array of music around that artist. Their algorithm is my favorite algorithm, but the sound quality is so shitty. But I still like walk around with Pandora on my phone when I'm doing yard work, and just to have music playing if I don't have the earphones in. I don't like to have the earphones in because then if somebody calls out to me, or if I'm about to get hit in the head by a falling aircraft engine in my backyard, I can at least hear it coming. I don't like being unaware, and I don't like that pass-through thing because then it screws. There's a lot. I have a lot going on in this head. It's not pretty in here. But cheers, everybody. I'm glad you all are here today. And so I'll get into the chat, but that was my take on Spotify. I just think that it's great that it's there. And I've never spent much time with Spotify. That's the other thing. And I know there are people that are like Spotify heads and they really love it. Put in the chat, what do you love about Spotify? What does Spotify bring to the table that, say, Tidal doesn't, or Pandora doesn't, or Qobuz doesn't? I'm just picking three out of the air, and two of them I happen to use. But what is Spotify doing that I need to know? Like, I like, what's that app that does... Because I have music is on my first thing. Shazam. I love Shazam because, like, if I'm walking around and somebody's playing something, I can just open Shazam and I can find out in 2 seconds who sang the song, and then I just take a picture of it, of my screen, and then I know to go back and find that later. You know, because I do that all the time. I always want to know what it is that's playing. So. And I get, the groups. I'm trying to learn. So there's a lot of groups from the 90s that are really good. And it's like, I always, think that, like, I'm listening to something else and it's like, oh, it's the Hives. Or, like I'm listening to something. I always get it wrong. And I'm like, I like to be corrected about that and know, it's just a personal thing. I just like to know it. So... so tell me about what you love about Spotify in the chat, and then we'll get to it and we'll have that discussion, because I do want to know what people who love Spotify, like, what do they love about it? How's it different? What is it giving me? Do they have a great algorithm or something, or is it a more social thing where you can share it with friends? I don't know what you do with Spotify. Help me out. Ace Spades in the house. Howdy, my brother. Glad you made it on time today. It's great, man. Glad you weren't delayed for anything. Arthur Haywood in the building. Very nice in the garage. Ace Speeds works 5 minutes from UVU. Yo! Everything was shelter in place all afternoon. Crazy stuff going on in this world. I agree, man. We just want to unplug sometimes, and maybe that's what the role of a show like this should be. I have thoughts, but it's like, I don't know if it's the right time to talk about it. I just, there's no world I want to live in where it's okay to shoot somebody because of what they believe, on anybody's side. I don't care. I just don't want to live in that world. That's just not a place to be. I love argument. I love debate. We debate headphones all the time around here, but it's not that important compared to family and that. It's just terrible tragedy today. Okay, congrats on the job, Ryan Dietz. Yes, sir. My salute to you, sir. Are you going to be at CanJam, Ryan? Probably not, I would guess, but I'm going to ask anyway. I'll look out for you, or find me at the in the Raw room if you would, sir. I'd love to shake hands and hug it out. Suddenly got very romantic in here. He saw that flash mob video. Very interesting. It's great. And I encourage anybody, if you're coming in late, there's a link down in the description to a Bohemian Rhapsody flash mob that I found today. I just stumbled across it. I was like, oh, this is epic. I'm like, this is the kind of stuff I love sharing. This is great. Kevin Jock says, howdy, Ryan. He's very much looking forward to his upcoming tungsten shipment. Ooh, spicy. Kevin, make sure you take photos and send them to us, please. If you have photos to share, please share them at the directorsgarage@gmail.com. Wow, I did this right the first time. directorsgarage@gmail.com. And by the way, if you want one of these t-shirts, if you want a Director's Garage t-shirt, if you want a hat, if you drink coffee, if you drink water, if you need a polo, I'm out of stuff to grab. You can head over to directorsgarage.com. So shameless, guys. I'm punchy. I'm tired. Oh boy, I worked pretty hard today. But you can go to directorsgarage.com and you can get your and send. By the way, and send photos into. I kid. I'm gonna change it back to the email. I know I'm joking around here, but if you have photos of your gear, please get it to send photos into directorsgarage@gmail.com. And we'll put it on the air because I really like seeing what you guys are into and the gear that you really like. That's great. Kid shredding on the guitar. I know I don't want to give it away too much. Just watch the video. There's surprises. They foreshadow it a bit, so you'll know the kid's coming. But it's pretty awesome. It's a pretty awesome video. Fantastic stuff. Spotify announced Lossless 8 years ago. Did they really? Was it really 8 years ago, Kevin? That's amazing. I know it was years ago, but I mean, I know they've been promising it forever. But it's just, I don't know. What is great about Spotify? What is it that people love about Spotify? Can somebody quantify that or put down like what is it that makes Spotify special? And worth checking out, worth a guy like me considering. Not that I am, but I'd like to know what the appeal is. What can you do with Spotify that I can't do with the other streamers? Is it just like music catalog? They have a bigger music catalog? I don't know. Tidal has a great music catalog, I find, but that's just me. And I know there's a lot of people who are just like Qobuz or Die, but it's not me, and I shouldn't say that today. That kid shredding on the guitar, yes. Spotify, great news, he subbed again days ago. Oh, Daniel Foster, cheers, brother. Glad you're in the house. He likes Chet Baker. Michael P. Spotify lossless only goes up to 24-bit, 44.1, so it's not even worth considering. Oh, they're not doing higher res, but they said HD. Like the headline... Oh yeah, you're right. Hang on, boys. Breaking news: Michael P. on the great piece of info here caught something in the reading that I didn't go as deep on this, but right here, with lossless, you can now stream tracks up to 24-bit, 44.1 FLAC. Well, damn, guys, that's like oh shit, get rid of that. That's like HD Lite. You know what I mean? Like you can get, Tidal has 192 tracks. Tidal has 96K tracks. Like there's all kinds of stuff on Tidal. And I'm sure Qobuz does the same. I don't have Qobuz, but I know people rave about the quality. There's an forever back and forth. It's just, I'm with Tidal. They dropped the price. I'm so happy. They still have MQA, which I still have a decoder for MQA, so that's fine. Like I have no reason to change. I'm fine with Tidal. So, and I know that makes me a audiophile light or something. What do I know? But it's just what I do. It's fine with me. Oh, good. Ace of Spades dropped something in. We'll get to there in a second, buddy. But thank you so much for dropping, because I'm very curious about this, and I love getting other opinions. It's fantastic. Daniel Foster, point taken. Kevin Jock. Nice. Ryan is looking forward to shipping it to you, apparently. Neil finally sold his B21 Raider. Oh, you're going to miss it. I think you're going to miss it, man. I love that. I love that amp. I'm going to bring mine down to CanJam too. I don't know how I'm going to do it yet, but I want to let Danny from Rawl hear it. Maybe he'll have a private room somewhere that we can go off to and check it out. I don't know if I'll leave it like on a table. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Maybe I'll put it on the director's garage table to try and get people to stop by. And I'll let you listen to this headphone if you buy a t-shirt. I've got it. My cross branding. I just figured it out. So I've got Danny's Rawl 1995 Amanus and the Magna. And I'm giving viewers a listen through the uber elite Ray Samuels B21 Raider. But first, you have to buy a t-shirt or a hat. Dear God, somebody texted me. I think I gotta make sure it's not like the house is burning down. Oh no, that was all right. Whatever. Oh wow, that is old. That is 2 years old. Okay. Okay. But yeah, that's my angle. That may be my in. So if you see me sitting at my table with a between like, I'll let you listen. But don't you love this hat? Wouldn't you love one of these hats? Here, scan my QR code. Better than QVC. Exactly. JTB, we're 20 minutes out of time, but you read my mind perfectly. But I know, Neil, I saw you had posted on one of the other, what is it, Telegram? We're all part of this Ray Samuels Telegram group, but he was looking for a possible replacement. I'm like, I don't know. But find a Dark Star. It's more powerful. It's even more powerful than the Raider. Raider's probably quieter, but man, I'm so happy with that, with what I got here. But I'm glad if you're not happy with it and you want to move on, salute you, my friend. Salute you. I want to see you happy. Find gear that makes you thump your foot. He will be at CanJam. Well, I'll see you there, Neil, for sure. Look for the old man with the walker and the oxygen tank. It was Neil, you'll recall, who grabbed me by the arm last year and ushered me over to a table where I sat down to listen to a new IEM that he wound up buying 4 of or something. And I dropped my camera and broke the lens. It was a very expensive year at CanJam for me. But yeah, I will definitely see you, Neil, and hopefully we can get to spend some time and go sharking around the ZMF room or something. It'll be fun. It's a great time. Ace of Spades, he's a Spotify user. This is the one I was waiting for, though. This is great. He likes the user AI, so he likes the interface and the AI, the playlist sharing functionality, primarily because it works natively with his streamer, but he doesn't have to go through Rune, Bubble Up, MP, etc. So it works on its own. That's the appeal, and it's got good user AI, so you can share playlists with friends and stuff. So it's more social, maybe. That's maybe what I'm missing. Kevin chimes back, Spotify's lost a huge amount of artist support over the years, over the CEO's military tech ties. He goes on to say there's a ton of other reasons. Pardon me, I needed to get some thirst out of my throat. There's a ton of other reasons not to use the service, but that alone is enough for him to stick with Tidal or Qobuz. So that's interesting to me. But I've always been with Tidal. So and a lot of people ditched Tidal. They all said Tidal was, number one, it was too expensive. And then they said that, there was a whole MQA debacle where they were streaming MQA, and then they said they were getting rid of MQA, and then they were still streaming MQA, and all the nonsense that went on there. But they dropped the price then to $10 a month, and I'm like, they never supported the MQA people. They just were carrying MQA because a lot of people had MQA gear, and then they said, well, a lot of people still have their MQA gear. There's no reason to take this down, but we'll add the FLAC files, which they have. I don't know. I just I was like, I have no reason to change. And then their integration to Rune is important. Neil says it's Ray he's not happy with. Well, okay, but why? He's looking at a Fang Sound Dionysus. We showed that last week, right? That's good. But the amp is stellar, though, man. You can't. I don't know if you're having a thing with Ray, but the amp is stellar. I'm just happy with the amp. I want the amp to work good. It's I haven't had any problems. Ray has been great with me and has always responded to anything I wanted to do. And he's obviously made it available so that I can have this amp here until I can afford to pay him. I don't know. I've got nothing but great things to say about Ray. He's got a place in my heart, but so do you, Neil. Neil, you and I have been great partners in like going out and spending a lot of money we don't have. So I hate to see people in conflict, but I appreciate your want to go to do what you want to do with your stuff, with your rig. But boy, getting that much power, that much clean power is going to be tough without going even up higher in scale, I would think, because that's one of the cheapest high power amps that sounds great, you know. We looked at both though. We looked at the Dionysus and the Adrian last week. I showed it off on the. We went to the website last week. It was the square things. They had 2 different square things. I remember that. But if it works for you, great, man. Great. I'm happy for you. That's fantastic. There's a neighborhood thing going on. It's like the neighborhood watch group, but it's like my old neighborhood. Like I don't even live there anymore. So I keep getting dinged in on a place that I don't even live at anymore. So it's kind of funny. Dinner invite stands. Cheers, my brother. We will crack some beers and then I'll drive home drunk. Just kidding. California Highway Patrol. No, I'm a big fan of Neil's, and if you've met Neil, Neil is a reason to join for $3 our weekend hangover hangouts, because he's really funny. He's really entertaining. And he always brings lively discussion, and his son is funny, and it just livens up. The guys who show up on that weekend hangover hangout show are just so fun. And I've got some thoughts about who's going to be at the next one. I'm working on it. It'll probably be the weekend after this one. So we'll have CanJam this weekend, and then the next weekend. And I don't know if I'm going to do a dedicated CanJam episode, because if I'm at my table and I've got a lot of stuff and people are coming by and I've got the B-21 Raider there, I don't know how I'm going to, I don't know, I'm just going to walk away. I'll probably just wind up table sitting most of the day and just meeting people and hopefully getting some people to buy this gear, because it does make me happy, and it makes me happy to see other people excited about it and, supporting the hobby. I just love this shit. It's just fun. I'm just looking to have some fun. Gotta have some fun, fellas. Gotta have fun. Whatever it is. There's too much unhappy. Let's make happy. You know what I mean? Dynasty's 40 watts. Yes, swings 65 volts and it's $8,000 cheaper. Well, that's true. The difference is cleanliness, reserve. Like I did that video where I flew through the amp, and the last, what was it, 2 episodes ago, where I took a camera. That was my favorite thing I've done in a long time. Was I did a rare thing, and I took the lid off of the Ray Samuels, and I took my camera, and I think I showed it off on a live stream a couple weeks ago too, but I flew I don't know where my camera, here it is. Took my camera and I flew it, I held it, and I flew it through the amp, and it looked so cool. I was so impressed with myself that I did that. So the cap, my point was the cap size. The size of those caps are critical to having reserve power to push a lot of voltage at once when you have a fast change in music. And we've seen this before on many different amps, like the amps with the giant caps in them. They have that reserve power, because a capacitor, guys, a capacitor is a battery. It's just a battery. I'm blocking my light. So bad. I'm such a bad television person. A capacitor is just a battery. And if I wasn't in the process and hadn't packed everything up, I used to have capacitors around here all the time. But they're basically it's a cylindrical thing that's basically a battery. But the difference is between a dry cell, which is your AA battery, your C cell, your D cell, all that, is that batteries are designed to discharge constant voltage over a long term. capacitors are made to discharge rapid voltage over a very short amount of time. And they have rates. Every capacitor has a rate, which is like how fast it can discharge, and then it has a number on it that's like how much power it can hold. And the amps with these large capacitors in them have the ability to push a lot of voltage in a hurry, and it throws headphones like this here ZMF Atrium, which is so nice, by the way. It's so nice. It throws a headphone like this into Slam, and I think that's my working theory. Now somebody can come along and say that I'm full of shit. I don't know what I'm talking about, and I'd probably go, yeah, okay, but that's been my working theory, is these amps that have these larger capacitors have this Slam capability to really push hard to drive headphones and give you that bass thump hard, that hard hitting bass when the music calls for it. So that's for me. Anyway, I don't know if there's, but that's going to be the challenge when you drop down in price, is to find something. The Enlium but the Enlium doesn't have half the caps that the Ray Samuels does. And, if you're an E-Stat person, it's like, now you got to find an E-Stat amp and a dynamic driver amp. So it's kind of a pain in the ass. $8,000 savings goes into Adam's motorcycle fund. What is he buying? Is he buying a Harley? He seems like a Harley guy. He doesn't seem like a Ninja guy. Like, he's not going to go out and buy a Kawasaki or a Yamaha, what do they call it? I forgot the name of the bike. Or a Gixxer, Suzuki Gixxer. He doesn't seem like a Ducati guy per se. He definitely seems more Harley-esque. Like he's gonna get the American bike. He's gonna buy the bagger. He's gonna get himself on a Fat Boy or a Heritage. I had a Ducati. Jonathan in the house. Jonathan, we've missed you, brother. Cheers. Cheers, my friend. And I have, look, Jonathan, the man who has the stuff. Jonathan, look what I have in the house right now. Whoop. I'm sure this isn't obnoxious. Look what I have in the house right now. Huh? This is Jonathan's baby. I don't know if he still has it, but my goodness. What a headphone. What a headphone. So fun, guys. It's funny, I see a name and it's like, Jonathan, my buddy. We are so funny. It's like squirrel. Brody, sorry, Brody, I skipped your skipped your comment. Do they ship gear to Australia? Yeah, I do. They do. I am international. I have international. It should have no problem. And if it can't, then you'll know. I mean, if it doesn't take your address, then you'll know. But as far as I know, it ships worldwide. I've had no problems getting to Europe. The only place I've had problems getting is to a remote Colorado address up in the mountains. Apparently, there was just some issue with the USPS there. And so DHL couldn't make it. I don't know. So I'm making it good another way. But yeah, it will, make it work. Or contact me if you're really into it and you really want to get a shirt or something. Just email me here, and I'll take care of it. We'll figure it out. We'll find some way to do it. But you should be able to do it. I do believe they ship to Australia. Okay. Jonathan loves the Ducati. I had a Ducati. Oh, boys. I had the prettiest Ducati. I had a Ducati 998. When I bought my 998, they had a few left over of the old 998, but they were really trying to push and sell the new 999, which had just been redesigned, and it was the one with the bullet front end. and now we got to do this. I got to do this because we got to have a serious Ducati discussion. Okay. So here. Okay. So then we go. All right. I'm going to give you guys a little Ducati education. Can I do this? Show me images. Images, guys. Images. That's all I care about. Okay. Okay. All right. So now we're going to have some fun. I'm going to give you Ducati education. Even if you didn't want it. Viewers dropping away by the second. Stand by. Okay. So this was the bike I had. I had this Ducati 998. This was... there's a gentleman named Tamburini who did the design of this, and he went on to Aprilia and did some other bikes too, but he carved out this gorgeous, beautiful motorcycle, and there was nothing like it. It was the icon of the 1990s, the most iconic bike of the 90s by far. If you were at all into motorcycles, into sport bikes, this was the most iconic bike. It was unbelievable. I was so happy with this bike. This bike made me eternally happy, and then somebody stole it. But the other bike that they were trying to talk me into was this bike, the 999 Monoposto. Okay? And let's see the bike. So this was a huge change from the 998. You'll notice that the whole front end has been redesigned. They changed the hips on the thing around where the intake is. They put these little scoops. It just took something away from this incredibly classy design that is epic in every way. And so this bike was not nearly the success of the previous bike. And I think it's pretty obvious. You look at these two bikes, it's like, this is like a piece of artwork. This is, I don't know, it's like drama. I don't know, it's just not a very good bike. It's not a very good looking bike. So, I picked the 998 because I wanted that last little tambourine design. And as it turned out, the 998 was stolen. I had it, and I had a Honda 1000 RR, and both bikes were stolen. No, 900 RR, whatever the sport bike was. I think it was a 900 RR, but I had bought that, and then I had some extra money because my first bike got stolen. That was a Harley, and it was the $20,000 bike. So, and I was making good money in LA at that time. So I bought a BMW. I hated the BMW. I sold the BMW. It was a incredibly fast highway cruiser BMW that was like part sport bike, but part just highway beast. The top end on that bike was probably 175, 180, maybe even more. It's an amazing bike, but it was boring. I was completely bored on the bike. So I bought the, oh, you did send me a photo of Adam's Ducati. He bought a Ducati. Oh, whatever. So, you had a Monster, I think, right? But anyway, we're doing motorcycle talk today. Look, we went to a headphone show and a motorcycle, a motorcycle show broke out. And I got to turn the air conditioning on because I think it just stumped. Yeah, it did. So I sold the BMW because it was just boring my butt off, and I traded it in for the Honda, and I loved the sport riding thing so much, and I went out to a race course and I did some sport riding on it. When the Ducati became available and I had the money available for the Ducati, I went, I'm going to go buy a Ducati. I want a Ducati. And then I had two sport bikes, and my buddy would come out here to LA and we would go riding sport bikes, and it was so fun to have two sport bikes that we could just tear around town on. It was a blast. It's an absolute blast. So there was like a club that would go and meet, and they'd watch the races out of Europe. So we would all go and watch the races every night, every Monday night, once a week. This place in Hollywood, but it's fun to take your Ducati over there. Everybody's on sport bikes, and you sit around, you watch the race for an hour and a half, and then you go home. But it was, it was a good community, and I was new to LA, so it was kind of fun to do. And then, so the way I handled it, the first bike was a Harley. When it got stolen, we had very crude cameras back in 2001, but I did see the guy came in with these giant, with a giant pair of like cutters and then a giant wrench. And the way they did it on my Harley, because it was chained to posts, everything was chained to like concrete. They cut the cable or cut the chain, and then they took a giant wrench and they just broke the ignition and they started it and drove it out. The Ducati and the Honda were chained together, and then those were chained to a post. So they were double chained. Like, not only would you'd have to separate the bike somehow and get them off the post. And somebody did just that. They came into because I lived in an apartment, and they had community underground parking with a gate, and all somebody would do is wait for somebody to come in, and then they'd come in with their car. And so what they did, it was over Thanksgiving, they came into the garage, they broke the chain around the post that was locking them to the structure of the apartment building. And then they had 8 guys there, and they picked up both bikes at once and put them in a van and then drove off. And I never heard about the Honda again. The Ducati was found a month later, and I went to pick it up. I went to go see it to see if I wanted to buy to take it back and have it repaired, and somebody had been joyriding on it and laid it down. It was completely scraped up. The side was completely torn out. It had cracks everywhere, and I'm just like, I can't. This hurts me too much to look at. So I took the insurance settlement, and State Farm loved me back then. But because 3 bikes in 2 years, it's like, And I got the insurance settlement off of it, and I bought a convertible car. That was kind of like and I didn't drive a bike again. And then my mistake was I got married, and I didn't buy a bike before I was married. And had I had the bike when we got married, it wouldn't have been a problem. But the problem was I didn't have the bike. And convincing her to let me have a bike, and I think it's more Los Angeles, that's the problem. She doesn't want me riding a bike in Los Angeles because people are crazy here. And there's a good motorcycle involved accident every day here. So, whatever. So there you go. Let's go through the rest of Jonathan's. We'll catch up on this stuff, and then we'll send you on your way. Is there anything else I forgot to talk about today? We talked about Spotify. We talked about the new episodes coming up. Got a new episode probably next week. CanJam, I'm going to be in the raw room, and I'll have a little corner of a table somewhere, and I'm bringing my B21, and I'm bringing these raws, the 1995 Amanus and the Magna, Bohemian Rhapsody, and we crossed 6,500 subscribers, which is yay, a little less our little dinky channel. Okay. Howdy, Michael. I've been following. I love it. I saw your unboxing. Jonathan, I'm so glad you stopped by today. That just makes me happy. It makes me happy to know you're happy. And please, if you would, sir, email me. I want to see more of your groups, your choir singing. That was so good. I saw a little snippet of it, and I'm like, oh, I hope you get more of that. I want to see, because Jonathan is like in a world class. They won a championship or something, singing choir, and I love all kinds of music. So I would love to, and if I can share it with, and then let me know if I can share it with the class, because I'll put it out in one of the show notes. I'd love to share your experience, because he's such a good singer, and then he's with this incredible group of singers on top of it. So good. Adam's handle online is DuckDork. Gorgeous Ducati, sitting in the garage along with a Honda and a BMW. He wants an Indian Chief Dark Horse. it would be his first cruiser. I love the cruiser, but the cruiser got stolen too fast. Jonathan lived vicariously through his brother who had a Ducati 999. Okay. I love the 998 model too. I was just partial to it because it was just that. Oh, that bike. I mean, that was the bike to have. And I had mine decked out. I'm, you know how you do it. You make your every bike. You make your own. You make it your own. Mine was a biposto, so it had room for a passenger, which is a lot of fun. And I had a seat, and then I had a cover for the seat for when I didn't have a passenger. That was a hard cover. And then I had the turn signals were replaced into the outlet under the seat, so I didn't have the turn signals. They were inside the thing, and then I had the exhaust, the Terminiani exhaust put on it too, which was incredibly nice and loud and whatever. But magnesium wheels, I mean, and I had a slipper clutch put on too, slipper dry clutch, which was great. So good, so good. Okay, back to business. I think you did send me a photo of Adam's Ducati, and I apologize, Neil, for that. That's a beautiful bike. Yes, I know. Headphones are a lot safer than bikes. Well, they're not safer on your pocketbook necessarily. Oh my God. You can get into the weeds on all these hobbies. This is bad stuff, boys. Did I sell the Abyss? No. Abyss is still for sale. I'll do a little recap on that. Abyss is still for sale. It's at $5,200. Call me, make me an offer. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But it's at $5,200. It includes the superconductor cable and the room's stand, which I'm staring at across the room right now. I have not had them out since I decided to sell them. I don't like to risk getting anything scratched or anything like that. And then the the Carbon 2 is still for sale. That's only $4,200. Pretty good deal on a $6,000 headphone. So hoping I can get that moved too. That would be great. So I still have two prime things for sale, and I'd even consider selling. There's not a lot around here that I wouldn't sell right now. I think the only headphones I'm kind of like I'm not going to sell are this headphone right here, the Atrium. I just love this headphone. The OG Sisfara is off limits, but honestly, they're selling so cheap now. Why would I sell it? But I'd sell the X9000. I would sell the 007S, the vintage thing. It costs a little bit, but it's vintage. It's from 2001. I would probably sell I'd sell almost anything here. The only, the stuff I wouldn't sell, I'm not going to sell my reel-to-reel, and I'm not going to sell my Ray Samuels, and I'm not going to sell the DCS. But everything else is kind of, I think, is fair game. I would consider it. IEMs certainly I would sell those. The only pair of IEMs I'm married to not selling are these here, the K10L, and this was because it was custom made for me. They're not custom IEMs, but they were handmade for me by Dr. John Moulton, who I'm like is a good friend, and he did that just to say thank you. And that's the one thing I've kept that somebody gave me that I have not given back out to you guys in exchange. Anything that people give me, I give away. That's my rule. Got to make room for the Amanus. I know. No, I'm telling Jonathan, it's a righteous headphone. It is a righteous headphone. Make sure you stop by, Jonathan, and say hello. I'd be really disappointed if you don't say hello to me. I'm going to be there both days. Neil is having problem. Neil is having a hell of a time to get permission to land his jet at John Wayne Airport. Captain, he may just fly commercial. Well, I know you'll fly first class no matter There's no way we're going to put Neil in coach. But it's really great, guys. If you see me, please come up and say hello. I like meeting people. I know there are people that are like, oh, don't want to be bothered. I'm like, no, bother me. I'm like, I don't care. I'm there to say hello to folks. I want to meet folks. The people are what make this hobby special. I can't stress that enough. The people make this hobby special. It's not the gear, it's not the music, it's not the whatever. It's the people. So the more people you meet, and the better. Like, it's just so enjoyable to get to say hello to guys, and share passion. Like, hey, man, you were just wrong, man. I'm like, oh, of course I was wrong. I'm an idiot. I tell you I'm an idiot at the beginning of every episode. It's okay to disagree with somebody. It's okay. That's maybe the lesson of today. It's okay to disagree with somebody. It doesn't mean that you can't be friends. My God. All right. With that, we are an hour into the air. So I will be in the Raw room. You've got an episode coming next week. Go watch the Bohemian Rhapsody video, please. It's really fun. It's only a couple of minutes out of your life, but it'll put a smile on your face, put a smile on my face. It's a great time. Much respect to everybody out there. What I got to do sometime is like get all of my negative comments together, and we just got to have a laugh over the things that people hate on me about. Like, your music is just too damn loud, man. Too fun. All right. That's going to be it for today's episode. JTB, Jonathan, Neil, Brody, all of these guys, everybody who contributed today to the discussion, thank you so much. Ryan Dietz, thank you again so much for being a friend, and I hope you see me at CanJam this weekend. You're going to make it out. Ace of Spades, Solid, my brother, Kevin Jock, all these guys. You guys are just, you guys are the best, and you add so much, Arthur, to the discussion every week. Appreciate you guys, and I will see you this weekend and before you know it. And tip your waiters with a thumbs up. Yeah, that's all we're doing. All right, everybody. Cheers. I got to get out of here.